chemistry. What class are you taking?
I have history
Okay.
and algebra 2.
Okay.
English.
Okay, so if you have homework for all of those the same night, which one do you normally do first? Or you just
The
kind of?
first hour.
Okay.
The second.
So you do it based on the order in which it comes to you, right? And so it's very similar to us in that the game's all given to us at one point, but we wanna say, these are the things we're gonna focus on. So that if there ever becomes a time where we wanna say, hey, I'm going to abandon one thing and go to another, I wanna be able to say what those things are, at a very high level, right? And so if you can go ahead and explain.
Okay, so our objective, like, is just talking about, like, let's say, like, we can't shoot this ball anymore. We're going to want to, like, be able to score this no matter what and get it attached.
What's the relationship between those and those, from a point perspective and from a game perspective?
If you don't have these covering the cargo panels,
Put a lost ball out.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh, from the video.
yeah.
Yeah, so I can try and put as many of these balls in as I want, but without this, exactly. And so that places, and so the weird part is, how many points is this worth?
3?
Ball, 2,
3.
3,
3, how many is this?
2.
So for every combination of these, I get 5, but I have to have this one first.
Doesn't mean you have to do all of those that you're gonna place first.
Exactly.
But for any given place you wanna put that, you gotta have that in covering the hole that it's gonna fall on.
So we're gonna have to figure out whether or not we can just grab these from the loading station, because you guys remember they fall down and into that loading station. You have to pull them from those brushes that are there. You can use Velcro, you can use a gripper there, here. There's something in the cargo ship and the rocket that allows you to grip it like this, but there's a big obvious hole here that I can do this. We talked about Velcro, so I've gotta manage this thing, and I've gotta place it at different heights. I've gotta do the exact same thing with that one. So that one I can get to kind of roll down to me, or I can pick it up from the floor, or I can pick it up from the depot if I go over that 1x4 inch piece of frame that's around there. And then, after I figure out which of these I'm gonna do, at the end of the game, I have to make a decision, and at the beginning, whether I'm gonna come down from level 1 or 2, and if I'm gonna go back up to levels 1, 2, or 3, or if I'm gonna help people up to level 3, right? So that's what we have to do in the next 5 weeks now. Only 5 weeks. 5 weeks and a couple of days. And so, now that we know the type of robot that we're building, so remind us what type of robot we said we want to build. What are the capabilities we said we want to have?
Okay, so I want us to be able to shoot this ball. That's what we're gonna
Score that ball,
Yeah,
yes.
score that ball. And then secondary, like in case like one of the motors get unplugged mid-game somehow or something like that, I want us to be able to drive and just put that hatch panel on right here.
So, I've got 2 robot capabilities I need to have, which is pick up both of these and then deliver both of these, but I also need to be able to deliver them at several heights. So we think with last year's robot, we have the height thing figured out. Ms. Kim has another idea for the going up and down. It doesn't matter that we know the answer to that right now as much as we know that we can go up and down. Now we have to figure out how to grab these things. We think we have a solution for that. That's what you see on last year's robot. We can take wheels and bring stuff in. It doesn't have to look exactly like that, but we know that concept works. And then, now we're stuck with how do we pick this up, right? So, the other thing that we have to do is practice. So you guys were driving the robot yesterday. One thing that we're gonna have to do a lot of is more practice.
Lots of practice. One thing I don't know if it's obvious from what you guys, the way you guys were learning about the games and such, but we play with 3 robots against 3 robots, right? So it's not just our robot in the field against one other robot. We're gonna be teamed up with 2 other robots, and we're gonna go against 3 other robots. And the teams that we go against in one match might be on our side in the next match, because they all just do change up who's on whose side every time.
You wanna add?
I was gonna say, on top of all of that, it's a lot of fun. Right, brothers? Keeps them coming back, so.
She's
hard
seen
work.
it. ISIS has seen it.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, it's a lot of hard work up front, but it pays off in the end. It comes together. It looks a little rough in the beginning, but.
Did you go to the some of the competitions last year?
Grab the
No,
stick.
I just went as like a field trip with my mom, and I didn't get a chance to see the whole layout. I just saw everyone in the stands and like everybody screaming and stuff, getting their
Do you,
awards.
where did you go? Which one did you see?
It was in the school. I forget like. what
She
grade.
said she saw us win and one person went up and get it. And I almost remember that where it was like James went up and got our awards for us because everybody else had to be someplace else.
Okay.
It might have been, I want to say it was the steampunk one.
Oh, so it wasn't last year.
Maybe.
Last year was my first year.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see you. Yeah.
But I know that there were some students that came, girls that came